Hello everybody, it's Fern. Welcome back to another Planty video. Thank you so much for joining me. So today we are going to be doing my November walkthrough. So we're going to be going through my whole collection. I feel like I have a lot of updates this month because I have installed multiple new grow lights. I have completely changed up the calyx shelf, which I don't think I've shared on this channel yet. Also rearranged the Vito shelf. And also things in the bedroom are moved around. Things have been changing around here and the plants have also been growing. I have some exciting updates, exciting blooms and new leaves and just a lot to show you in general. So I'm really excited to take you along. This is one of my favorite videos to film. I look forward to it every single month because what's better than just showing off my beautiful planties and chatting with you all about them. So I hope that that sounds great to you. Before we hop into the tour portion, I would like to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Peak. Now it is a busy time of year for many of us. I have an especially busy week coming up next week, so I'm trying to get prepared for that, and I have been so grateful for my Peak Sun Goddess matcha because it is giving me the energy boost that I so need right now. Black Friday is the perfect time to stock up on Peak products or maybe try them out for the first time if you've been curious about them. I highly recommend their Sun Goddess matcha. It is my go-to, especially for an energy boost throughout the day because unlike coffee, you're gonna get energy because it has caffeine, but you're not gonna get the jitters, the anxiety, and the crash that can sometimes come with other forms of caffeine like coffee. Drinking matcha has been my go-to for a while now because it contains L-theanine, which is a calming ingredient, and I really appreciate that. I also just love the taste of matcha. It makes me feel great. There's so many documented health benefits when it comes to matcha, so I think that it is a stunning choice of beverage, if I do say so myself. The reason that I love Peak and their Sun Goddess matcha so much is that it's really high quality. They actually shade their trees for longer, so you're getting more antioxidants and more chlorophyll. It is, of course, organic, ceremonial grade, and it's also quadruple toxin screened. It's also great for on the go if you're traveling anywhere during the holidays. It comes in a pre-measured sachet, it dissolves in hot and cold water, and it's just so fast and easy to whip up a delicious cup of matcha. If you've been wanting to check out Peak's matcha, highly recommend, and like I said, right now is a great time to do so. They have some Black Friday exclusive offers that involve some stunning gift sets. Honestly, I think I'm gonna stock up myself because I have my eye on some of the items, like the exclusive chai. Sounds so good. I will have Peak linked down below in the description box so you can go check out what they have for Black Friday for yourself. Thank you so much again to Peak for sponsoring today's video. Okay, hello. I ended up filming the rest of this video on a different day, so we're going to commence the walkthrough. Also, this is the first walking around video that I'm filming with my new camera, so fingers crossed that the footage comes out well. But yeah, we're here in the bedroom. I thought that we would start here with the Mills Botall cabinet, I guess. Actually, another update, kind of sad, but I took Greta off of the mirror. Oh my gosh, I want to wear this tomorrow. I need to reorganize this bookshelf as well, so just don't mind how chaotic this looks, but I used to have my Marble Queen pothos going around the mirror here and it looked so cute, but y'all know what happened to her? She got mealies, which what the heck? I've never had that happen before, and this was the only plant here. So obviously they flew over here from somewhere, maybe there were some mealies in the cabinet before. I don't think they're really in there anymore. But maybe from that, really annoying, and I just honestly couldn't be bothered to treat, she was on the wall. It would just be such a hassle to take her on and off and do thorough treatments. So I decided to just take her off. I do still have her, don't worry. This is a very sentimental plant to me, so I still have one climbing. So what do you guys think? Should I do a Marble Queen pothos around here again? Or I was also thinking of maybe the Jade Satin Syndapses. I have one in my bathroom that I could put around the mirror here. I think that would be maybe cute with the darker vibe, and it would probably do well in this low light spot. But yeah, that was a bummer. And yes, mealies can fly, which if you didn't know that, it's unfortunate information, but they can fly. I think just the males maybe, but your plants are not safe anywhere if you have them. Sorry. Okay, now moving on to the Mills Botall cabinet. First of all, we have more books up here because I had to take all of my books off of my calyx shelf, so you will see that. I've changed several things around, even just in this room, which we'll get to. But yeah, so ended up putting more books up there. So the plants in here are doing fairly well. Let's take a peek inside. Ooh. You know what? I actually still don't know if this Hoya has rooted. Let's take a look. This is my Argentia Princess, or Argentine Princess. Oh my gosh, I still don't see roots. What the heck? It has to be rooting in there. It has to be. I'm kind of surprised. I thought for sure I would see roots on this now. I mean, it has to have like small roots in there that I can't see, because there's no way that this would just be like still looking this good. Weird. I was gonna say I can probably pot that up soon, but maybe not. Maybe I'll leave it in sphagnum for a little bit longer. We repotted my Goliath Forgetii hybrid a few videos ago. I did an anthurium repot. It actually, I mean, it looks okay, but I think it's just kind of adjusting and getting used to its new pot. I had to put it like diagonal in here because it's just so big now and it was touching the door. So I might have to find a new spot for this one soon, which, I mean, I don't know. I am nervous to take it outside of the cabinet, but I'm probably gonna have to one day. This one has completely bit the dust, which is not surprising considering this has been going downhill for what, like almost 2 years now. This was my Hoya GPS 7240. I do have a one leaf cutting rooting in my Millsbow wide cabinet, so we'll take a look. We'll check in on that one when I get to that cabinet. But yeah, that's kind of sad. This is a Hoya that I will be repurchasing if I'm not able to grow out the other cutting that I have, because this is one of my favorites. I love any like plump, round Hoyas, so I don't know what the heck happened, but I mean, sometimes Hoyas just go downhill. Like, that really is just the truth of the matter. Like 95% of the time, they're so easy to grow, but then if they randomly decide to go downhill on you, sometimes you're hooped. Here's my Lacunosa, intervariegated. This is looking so pretty, so I just wanted to show y'all. This came to me as a little cutting, and it's been doing so well in this pot, in this potting mix, since I planted it up. I'm obsessed, and I can't wait to see this grow some more. The others are all doing well up here also. Hypalasia has rooted. Well, one of the cuttings has rooted. That one, the nice dark one, look at that. I can probably pot this up soon. You can see the roots there. Thank goodness, because I love, love, love this one. Alocasia Mellow is doing well. I think that this is a new leaf back here, so that's cool. And then moving down here, I actually don't have that many plants down here anymore. This Begonia Milano Bellata, I think she needs to be repotted because she keeps getting so dry on me and then just completely flopping down. Like, I thought she was DEAD, but I watered her and she completely revived. So, and that's happened twice now, so I think she needs a repot. Like, she's just not going as long in between waterings as she used to, and you can see this is probably from that thirst. The only other really notable thing in here is that my Veitchii attempted to put out a new leaf right after I potted it up, and I took it out of the cabinet to water it, and I must have like nicked it on this basket or something. It was right when it was just emerging. Like, it wasn't unfurled or anything. It was just like a little point, and I broke the tip off. Like, I broke the new leaf in half. I didn't even see it happen. I just noticed once I got to the sink to water it. I was like, why is the leaf broken? But it still tried to push it out, or it's still pushing it out, I guess. And look at, so cute. I'm sad that it's broken though. Look at that mealy, get out of here. Get out of here. Sorry, that's gross. Yeah, not really much else crazy going on in here. Okay, so this is one of the areas over here beside the bed that I changed around. That's a Soltec Aspect bulb. And I used to have my Philodendron gloriosum on top of here, and she looked so good, but, well, that's not true. She looked so good like a year and a half ago, and then she just completely started going downhill, and I kept neglecting doing something about it. So I made the decision to just get rid of that plant, and it's kind of sad because I love Philodendron gloriosum so much, and I would consider getting another one. But since I just kept putting it off, I was like, why am I keeping this plant? Like if I don't have the motivation and the interest to actually take half an hour and deal with this plant, then like why am I keeping it, you know? So I ended up getting rid of it, and in her place I put my Begonia Magdalene Matson, which is a plant that I'm obsessed with. And it's just kind of nice having a spot for her that's not like on the floor behind the curtain here. She's getting a ton of light from the Soltech bulb now. And yeah, I honestly think that she's just living her best life. Tons of new growth coming in. She has been drinking water like crazy. So yeah, I think she's just on turbo mode under this light, and I just love begonias. You guys know that. So it's kind of stunning having her featured in this spot now. I'm really hoping that she'll bloom for me because that would just be incredible. I also moved my Hoya Wilbur Graves up there, just, I don't know, just kind of for fun. I thought that it would look nice up there with the silver, and I'm sure that it will appreciate the light. It's getting like major light now, maybe even too much light, but maybe it'll bloom for me one day. That's kind of my motive when I put Hoyas into really bright light like that, and that would just be so cool if that plant bloomed for me. So yeah, we'll see. And again, more books that I had to move up onto there. We still have my beautiful Begonia Lucerne down here. She's looking so stunning. But I really need to do something with this plant because she's just kind of growing crazy, and I like the way that she looks right now, like kind of coming out in front of that little book cart. But I know that once she keeps growing, it's just going to be a little chaotic, and she's going to need better support and just like a better situation. So, but right now I'm just enjoying these massive leaves. Like, look at this. She's huge, and they're so shimmery, and oh my goodness. I love begonias so much, like I can't even tell y'all. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Begonias and Hoya are just like my obsession this year, I feel. But yeah, she's stunning. Again, another one that just, these can get super tall. I think they're one of the tallest varieties of cane begonias, so I really want to grow it upwards. Right now she's obviously kind of growing outwards. And she also can put out stunning blooms. She's never bloomed for me, but I'm hoping that I can get her to bloom one day. But yeah, definitely just one of my favorite plants right now, which is nice because this was a begonia that wasn't doing too hot for me for most of the year, but now she's really just living her best life here. Okay, and then we have my wall plants getting light from my Soltech Highland, probably my favorite grow light in my home just because of just how convenient it is to have it mounted on the ceiling and like pointing down onto the plants. But we have not many changes with my wall plants here. I just took them down and watered them a couple of days ago, and they're all doing fairly well, but I do think that I've been underwatering these a lot just because it is hard to keep up with plants that are getting so much light. Like it really like increases the frequency that you need to water them. So I'm gonna work on that, on watering them more often. So hopefully in the new year, I'll see more growth from these plants. I don't know why I'm like sitting down on the bed. That's not giving you a very good view, but yeah, they're doing fine. And then I also have my philodendron splendid here now, which I don't know if I've shown you guys that yet. I must have in the last month. I feel like it's been here for longer than a month. But anyways, we have philodendron splendid climbing here. And again, this is kind of a situation of it's getting, since it's also getting light from the Soltech, it's just requires frequent watering. So I'm trying to keep up with that better. The pool probably, oh, it's still damp actually, but I will add water to it today. But it's doing well. I just should be watering it a little bit more. So I'm gonna work on that too. Overall, I'm super happy with the plant setup in the bedroom. I feel like, I don't know, it's just like a nice amount of plants to have in here with these little zones, and I think that they just add to the decor and the ambiance of the room a lot. Okay, let's head out to the Vito shelf. Oh, my dishwasher, let me pause it. Okay, let's start over here at the Akbar cabinet. This turned into a begonia graveyard if you've seen the last couple of updates, and I'm trying to revive some of them in here, so I'm gonna open this up and we'll take a look. There actually hasn't been that many changes, but we'll just take a really quick look. It's good to open it and kind of let some fresh air in here anyways. I think for the new year, I really need to like take everything out of here, give this a deep clean and everything as well. But anyways, so Begonia chloristicta, this really just needs to be chopped. Should I do it right now? Because I keep saying I'll do it and then I don't do it. Let's do it right now. Okay, I'm just gonna chop right here. Boop. And I'll just water propagate this cutting. It's like such a crazy cluster because it's growing so close to the light. Oh, this looks so much better already. Okay, look how crazy it is. Like, look how crazy it is. Begonia chloristicta is definitely one of the hardiest, like, terrarium begonia that I've tried out. Look at her leaves, they're going everywhere. Like, she's like sprawling so far. Yeah, really fast growing begonia. And the humidity hasn't even been that high in here lately. Like, it was only 75. Yeah, it's 74. I know it's open right now, but even before I opened it, I checked and it was like 76. So it's not even that high of humidity in here, and it drops even lower. I do add water to the bottom every once in a while. You can see the leca's moist right now to try to keep the humidity above 70%. But I honestly don't think that chloristicta is that fussy of a begonia, not in comparison to some of the other varieties. So behind chloristicta, we have Begonia Muna, who is growing a new leaf. So Begonia Muna is this speckled one here, and these white flowers are her flowers. That's so cute. So I'm glad that she's coming back because that's also one of my favorites in here. Begonia Lyalii is coming back as well. My cilantro begonia. Maybe I'll remove these brown bits and these flowers. Are they still attached to something? They are. Maybe I'll cut them off anyways because they're just gonna die off and turn gross. Yeah, like I said, this whole thing needs just like a better reset. It's definitely just like a rehab thing right now. Anyways, okay, what else? What else? Probably the only notable update in here other than that is my Begonia Sarawak did not make it, which is depressing. I cannot grow Sarawak to save my life. I don't know why. I've tried multiple times now and it always just perishes on me. So that really sucks. I also lost my Begonia Amphioxus. I'm definitely learning lessons with these kind of terrarium type begonias, and I guess that's, you know, part of growing plants is just learning and adapting to what the plants need and applying what you've learned in the future. But yeah, still looking a little crazy right now, and hopefully in the new year this will be like a nice thriving begonia cabinet again. Okay, and then moving over to the Vito shelf, which has undergone some changes in the past month as well. Y'all probably saw if you watched my day in the Planty life video. I was working on this shelf in that video. So I'll link that below if you missed it. But as for the changes and any progress updates, we now have, what are you, philodendron polypodioides up there, as well as my Hoya polynera outer variegated, who's pushing out new leaves and just looking so cute. Oh my gosh, I love this one. She's looking stunning. So yeah, those are up on the top now. I also moved my Ripsalis paradoxa minor out here. Now I was considering getting rid of this. I was considering in my what's it called? Declutter, de-stash, downsize, downsize video. I was debating getting rid of my Ripsalis paradoxa. I decided to keep not only that one, but also this one. I was like, maybe I'll just keep this one and get rid of the minor. The minor is skinnier. Like, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this one is just a thinner vine, and then this one is a bit chonkier. So I was debating getting rid of one of them, and then I just decided to keep both of them because I have a problem. Anyways, this one used to be on the plant wall, but I moved it out here and I think it looks much better in that little pot. So cute. They just give such a jungly look. So yeah, I do really love Ripsalis in general. We have a lot of my small Hoya up here that are doing fine. This one I really need to pot up, the Silver Dollar. This is one of my new Plant Haven Toronto plants. This one is so cool. If y'all saw the flowers that this can get in that unboxing video I did, it's unreal. So that's gonna be a really fun one to grow. This right here is one of my newest begonias and I'm absolutely obsessed with this. I don't know how I didn't have this one sooner. It's Begonia White Ice. And it is just so pretty, like so pretty. I love the sharp leaf shape and all of the polka dots. And yeah, it just looks absolutely magical, and that one's been doing well. I repotted it recently, or potted it up, I guess, and there's a new leaf coming out. So precious. This is the progress on my first new Velosa leaves, Hoya Velosa. So cute, those ones on the end. Obsessed with this Hoya. I also have another new begonia. This is Begonia, is it Labersii, I think? Yeah, super, super cute. And it's working on a new leaf down there as well. I bought this one from Plant Happens, which is Jing's shop. And I believe that this was from Charmaine's plant on Plant Parenthood. So that's so cute. Oh my gosh, exciting update in the Pingdom. So I'm gonna have to grab it out to show you because I'm just obsessed. Okay, so these are some of my Pinguicula. I am obsessed with this whole little setup. I have a whole video where I made this if you're interested, but I've been waiting for this guy. This is called Pinguicula Goldeneye. I've been waiting for him to bloom because I picked that one out specifically for its buttercream, like yellowy beigey flower, because it's just an unusual, like I don't have any other pings with this color flower. And she went ahead and bloomed for me for the first time. So here it is open. It is so stunning. It's so like ruffly, and yeah, it's a gorgeous bloom. I was watching it like a hawk, and it was just so exciting to see it open up. So yeah, and then we have this one in bloom beside it as well. And yeah, they're all doing well in here. That Goldeneye bloom was just like the main exciting update. We also now have a couple of my prop boxes in here. Oh, I've recently added some things into here as well. I decided to go ahead and cut up my Hoya undulata into 3 separate cuttings because I'm just so scared this plant isn't gonna make it. So I thought it would have a better chance if I did that. So I have one cutting here, and then I have one in this prop box, and then I have like the base of the plant still in the Millsbo wide cabinet. Oh no, I have it in 4 cuttings. Or 4 pieces, because there's another one here. I forgot about this one. So we have lots of Hoya undulata on the go, and I will be happy if one of them survives. My favorite Hoya of the moment. This really needs to be repotted. I mean, it's fine. It's happy and growing, but it just, for better support, it needs to be repotted. But this is my Hoya Van Viegensis, and I'm literally obsessed with it. Probably my favorite Hoya of the year, to be quite honest. Yeah, it's growing like crazy, like constantly putting out new leaves. There's one coming in there, obviously, and then also there. Yeah, it's just such a beautiful plant. Hoya Sulawesiana is right beside it, still doing really, really well. This was my top wish list Hoya. It's given me 2 new leaves since I got it. So yeah, she's stunning. I ended up moving my spiral cactus up here. I don't know how it's gonna do under these Briana lights, but it's just the best that I can offer right now. So my fingers are crossed for that one. And then down here, we of course have my Begonia maculata, still hanging on to some of her flowers. And beside that, Anthurium moodianum, who we also potted up in that Anthurium repot video. And exciting update, you guys. We have a new leaf coming in that's like fully emerged because they were getting stuck in the like sheath, I guess. But one has made it. So I think she's happy to be potted up again, and I can't wait to see that leaf. Begonia Thurstonii is doing her best coming back there. Okay, and then for this middle section here, I need to try to point out just the updates because I could just talk forever. I moved my variegated silver sword out to here again because it used to be in this spot. And then I moved in the Millsbo cabinet thinking it would like the humidity. And I think that it did like the humidity, but I don't think that it liked barely getting any light because it was like at the back of the cabinet. And since this plant is so short, it was super far away from the light. So I moved it back out here. This is a new leaf here and it's highly variegated. So that's stunning. But I noticed that some of the leaves were getting kind of damaged. So yeah, I just moved it back out here. I think this is a better spot for it being under the Rousseau light, because even though it's far from that light, it still is getting like, it's still in a really bright spot. Along with that, I moved out the Hoya, that one, Soideanensis, because that one just hangs out on top of the pole there. Syngonium macrophylla, or Frosted Heart, looking stunning. Oh yeah, the Manjula, so I potted this up a couple weeks ago. Oh shoot, it's sitting in water. I will have to do something about that. But I potted that up a couple weeks ago on this new fancy Rousseau setup, and it seems to be doing fine. I don't really have any crazy updates. We have a new leaf that's coming in right there, so that's cool. But yeah, I love the way that this setup looks with the dark teal. I think that it just looks so sleek and pretty. I now have all of my crystal star haworthia in this little pot here, and one of them is blooming or trying to bloom, which is so cute. This is the Haworthia obtusa black grape. And yeah, they're all just like super cute, chubby little succulents. I love them so much. And I thought that it was so cool that that one was putting out a bloom. This is another new begonia to my collection. This is Begonia Black. I think it's Mamba. Apparently there's two different ones. One is called Mambo and one is called Mamba. Is this Mamba? I think, I don't know. Anyways, it's this super velvety, dark, like goth looking plant, and I had to have it in my collection because of that. I love dark plants, and I especially love dark begonia, and this is just really different than my other ones. So yeah, it did come with a lot of damaged leaves. You can still see some of them on there, but the new growth is beautiful. Recently potted my Maranta Silver Band into pon, and I think it's settling in okay. Well, that's questionable actually. Why are these leaves looking like that? Why are these new leaves looking dead? Not a great sign. Not a great sign at all. Maybe I should take a cutting from this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I will say that that is sketching me out. Imagine if I lost this plant. That would be twice that I would lose Maranta Silver Band. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then down here in this little succulent section, these are my succulents that live outside during the winter time, and they are being overwintered here, and they're looking good. I mean, nothing too crazy to report. And then down here, I ended up potting up this Hoya Mana Princess, that's what it's called, and maybe I should have picked a different pot for it, honestly, but I thought that this was so cute. I might have to take an insurance cutting because I don't know if I trust that hedgehog without any drainage hole. Another new one to my collection, and she's settling in well, the Syngonium Wendlandii. Dark, velvety, beautiful Syngonium. I'm obsessed with it. I also got this from Plant Happens. This is a new leaf it gave me. Obviously, these are really like mature. I don't know if this is grown on a pole or what, but it gave me a more juvenile leaf, of course, because I'm not growing it on a pole and it's just like starting back out. Ollie! We do have another new leaf trying to come out. As for my variegated Syngonium Chia Pence, I think, you guys, I think that I am going to, this is the last leaf it gave me. I feel like I haven't even taken a good look at this before, but wow. I mean, I wish it wasn't so white, but it sure is pretty. I think I'm gonna have to chop this up, you guys, because like, look how white this is, and then the next leaf is like entirely white as well. So maybe I'll do a video chopping this. And I mean, it's on a moss pole, which is good, so I can literally just cut this up and then stick these into their own little moss cups and see if I can get some nice green variegation back. But yeah, this plant is stunning. My boyfriend pointed this leaf out. He was like, look at this leaf. I was like, I know. Trust me, I know. It's just a work of art. Another one that I recently potted up was my Solanum Ulianum because it was drying out so much. So I, decided to give it a more permanent setup, of course. And unfortunately, a large section of the plant just like completely withered on me. You can still see some of what it looked like just completely went spinach vibes, which was kind of worrisome, but I noticed that a lot of the plant was still really healthy and seemed to be handling the repot really well. So I'm glad that most of the plant is okay, but yeah, that definitely scared me a little bit. But I think it's just gonna, take some time to kind of really start filling out and just looking beautiful again. We have a bunch of my new Hoya here from Plant Haven, Toronto. They are just settling in up here, looking stunning. We have the big ones behind here. I still cannot believe this leaf. Like, that is just bananas. I was cleaning my philodendron serpens the other day and was just admiring the new leaf. Like, this is probably the nicest serpens leaf I've ever had. Look at how gorgeous that is. Now, I know that everybody loves philodendron serpens for the fuzzy petioles, myself included. Like, I get it, but the sheen on the leaves is really just like so stunning as well. It's a really, really pretty philodendron. Okay, another new planty setup here. I added the grow light, which y'all have probably seen already because I've posted it in some videos already on here. But these guys, my tall climbing plants, finally have their own grow light set up, and I've now got it on a timer and everything, so I'm super happy with that. They seem to be loving it so far. I mean, I don't really have like result leaves yet because it hasn't been long enough for them to like push out a new leaf under this light. This is the newest leaf on my Esqueleto, and it's working on a new one. So I'm really curious to see what that's gonna look like now that it's getting a lot more light than the previous leaves have. Same with the Glorious. I don't really have a new leaf to show. It's honestly like, it's like gonna grow even out of the line of the light. Like, this one's already not even really getting that much light because it's so tall. But, and also, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna have to chop this plant soon because it's just crazy, and this isn't even on. Oh, I'll have to move that. But yeah, this plant is insane. It's like way taller than me. I'm 5'6", so this plant is like, it's well over 6 feet tall. And then this planty area over here, I've also recently done some just light rearranging, I guess. And I've added 2 of the Rousseau drip thingies to go on top of the moss poles up here because those poles tend to get neglected more than the others just because they're out of reach. So I did that in a Patreon video, and I'm super happy with having those up there with that. But I ended up taking my Red Anderson down off of this shelf because she's just getting so tall. This is her newest leaf. It's so pretty. I love the stems on Red Anderson. Like, it's so pink. It's like bright bubblegum pink. Just a gorgeous plant. This is a new leaf that it's working on right there. This is my Marble Queen that I was talking about, climbing the moss pole. She's doing really well. I feel like now that I've moved her to this spot where she's getting more light, she's starting to size up, give me bigger leaves, so that's really cool. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous pothos. It's so cool how you can take just a regular old pothos from the grocery store, the big box store, and grow it vertically and get a completely different and just like a super stunning and impressive plant. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of money on like a super rare, expensive plant. You can literally just get a pothos and grow it up a pole, and the leaves can get like massive and just so cool. So yeah, I think that that is just really neat. The new leaf on my Cebu Blue, I'm obsessed with it. So pretty. Again, another example of just like a cheap plant that you can buy that can turn into something just completely different and super cool. Philodendron gigas new leaf. I don't know why it's backwards, but okay, girl. Okay. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Oh my gosh, the new leaf is like in... Okay, I'm gonna have to undo that once I don't have a camera in my hand and free that leaf, because what the heck? My Begonia Hadakoa Silver, I potted into one of the Rousseau. I've potted several plants into these pots already, and honestly, I'm really happy with them so far. Somebody commented asking if they, what did they ask? I think that they were asking like, is it, oh yeah, they're asking like, is it sturdy or whatever? And I'm assuming that they meant like, are the straps gonna undo? And that has not happened to me with any of them. And I've like picked them up and carried them around and stuff. So, I mean, I think that they're sturdy so far. I've only been using them for a few weeks though, but like, I don't think it's gonna come open on you. Anyways, I think this begonia has been settling in well, and I just love how silver it is. I also ended up moving my Alocasia Olani out here just to get it out of the cabinet and, you know, get it into a spot where it could maybe get some more light. So it's living out here now, and we have a new leaf that's just emerged down there. I was originally kind of considering getting rid of that Alocasia when I was doing my downsizing, but it is just really such a different alocasia. And like when, I mean, these leaves are kind of battered and old, but when it's a nice healthy plant, it has like a really kind of like velvety look to it. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought I would keep it and grow it out because the leaves can get really big too, which I thought was cool. Okay, and then arguably the most exciting update of this shelf is this right here. This is my Anthurium King of Spades. Yes, we have a new leaf coming in. I am shook. I am in awe, speechless, obsessed, staring at this every day, making sure she has everything she needs because wow, it has one of the most immaculate emergent leaves that I've ever seen. So stunning with the pink. And this plant, if you know King of Spades, it does not give a new leaf very often. In fact, this may be my only new leaf of the entire year, and that's not normal. They should be giving you leaves more often than that, or maybe the second leaf this year. But one of them broke off, and I also had a transition from moving this out of the cabinet. So it's been a bit of a hectic year for her, but look at that. It's just incredible. So yeah, I've been really excited to share that with you guys. And then moving down here, we have a much tidier shelf area than what I had a couple weeks ago. I ended up doing a plant chores video for Patreon, and I went through this plant shelf and cleaned it up and everything and repotted some of the plants. So we now have Philodendron domesticum potted up and on the go again. So I'm really excited to see how that does. Also repotted this Thanksgiving cactus. I have a Begonia palensis propagation here, some other little baby plants, and yeah, it's just a lot tidier. And I sprayed down all these plants and just, you know, gave them some much needed care. So yeah, they're all doing really well. I do need to pot up these monsteras. I just need to mix up a new batch of pon, and then I will be doing that. Also Jose Bono down here, not really any crazy updates with him. But just looking stunning as usual. It's just such a full lush plant, like I love it so much. Okay, and then over here at the window, I don't think I really even have too many updates for this area, to be honest. My pings are doing the same as they have been. My hoyas are still hanging out there. I want to repot these 3 soon. My Hoya Hushkaliana, she's been doing amazing. Like, even better than she did in the cabinet, which is crazy because I was so scared to take her out of the cabinet. But no, she's out here just living her best life. She's even been blooming a ton. I think they've all dried off now. But she had so many blooms on her. Like you can see dried blooms there and there. And yeah, she's been happy out here, which is really nice. I think I need to take down and clean a lot of these Hoyas. They probably need to be sprayed down and just kind of like re-trellised and stuff, so that'll be on my list of things to do in December. Oh, something unwell that happened actually. The reason that there's like a big gap here in my hanging plants is that my Hoya Cronianus Super Silver just completely croaked on me, like did that thing where out of the blue. In fact, maybe this spot is cursed because this is where my Hoya Walliniano was hanging last year, and it did the exact same thing. It did the thing where the Hoya just goes completely all wrinkled and just the whole plant goes unwell. And it happens so quickly. So I tried to save some cuttings that are over here. I wonder how they're looking actually. Oh, they're in here. Oh my gosh, is it rooting? Okay, I think it's actually rooting, thank goodness, because I don't want to lose this plant. I mean, the good thing is that that's such a fast growing Hoya, so it will come back for me and grow out in no time. But yeah, it just like, I don't know, it just caught me so off guard. Okay, my gosh, there's a lot of changes in this video, just like updates to my setup and everything. So the calyx is completely different, the like shelf part of it. I used to have all my books in there, and then I noticed that my books were getting bleached, which really sucks. That's why I had to move a bunch of my books. And I decided to put plants here because I was like, well, maybe that means that this gets enough light that I could grow some plants. So I put my Anthurium. This is a Doriaki Red Crystal hybrid. This is a new leaf that just came out. Obviously it looks a little beat up, but it did just transition out of the cabinet. So yeah, I mean, I think it's doing well, honestly. This is the biggest leaf it has so far, but it just has some cosmetic imperfections. And then we have my Minahasa down there. We have another one of my new begonias and probably one of my new favorite plants. This is my Begonia Rex Pavonina. So this is one of the begonias that gets a blue look to it in certain lighting, usually like low lighting. Can you see right there kind of, it has like a blue sheen to it. I'll insert a clip of what it looks like to see the blue better. But, oh, why is she looking unwell? Why is she looking, oh my gosh, do you see the blue? Why does this leaf look like unwell? I think I'm gonna take a cutting of this because I'm scared that something's gonna happen to her. Maybe I should put her in higher lights. She was sitting out of the cubby. I feel like that's decent light, but she's been in there for a couple of days, so maybe, I'm scared, you guys. I'm gonna take a cutting of her because I'm scared. Anyways, just such a cool begonia. Some begonias have this blue kind of feature caused by something called iridoplasts that give this blue sheen, and it helps them capture more light in low light settings. I just think that that's so cool and it's so beautiful to admire. So yeah, really excited about this one, but also kind of scared now that I see she looks unhappy, and she's looked super happy for like the past month that I've had her, and now she's kind of looking a little bummed out. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I also still have my Adansonii Indonesian mint. A lot of y'all were commenting on my downsizing video saying to get rid of it, and maybe I should, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it for some reason. I don't know why. Look at how weird it is too. Like, what is going on there? I don't know why, I just couldn't. So I'm gonna hang on to it a little bit longer. I am thinking of taking it off a moss pole and just maybe growing it on a stake or something. I think that might be more manageable, and just, I think it could still look really pretty, so we'll see. But yeah, that one's still in the collection right now. Varicosum is doing okay after the chop. I recently did like the chop and extend with this plant, but why is it like turned out like that? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to resituate that one after I'm done filming. But plants, I find typically, especially because it's like winter time right now pretty much, take some extra time to get reestablished after something like that. So I haven't had any new leaves since then, but I mean, it seems to be like stable. It's not going downhill, so that's a good thing. And then all of my other plants on top here, there's all the same ones and they're all still doing well. My Begonia polensis, I recently gave it a pretty heavy prune just because it got thirsty and had some crisping. Crisping will happen on this plant if you miss watering. Gisenia pothos is still doing well. My anthurium. Yeah, all the blooms are pretty much done on the Thanksgiving cactus now. I noticed that my Hoya Mathilde sent out a tendril and is starting to climb my anthurium there. It's like gone around this little support stake thing. So funny when they do that. Okay, and now the living room is looking a little bit different because we had to accommodate the tree. So, I mean, it looks so nice and cozy with the tree, but obviously that takes up a lot of space. So, I mean, I still pretty much have all of the same plants here. I've just kind of moved them over. One of the biggest updates with the hanging plants is that my Hoya Crimson Queen has flat mites, which I was so annoyed when I discovered that, because obviously this is a massive plant. I sprayed the whole thing down with sulfur, which I don't like to do, but I don't have any Safer's End-All miticide, and I had sulfur, so I was like, I'm just gonna use it. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't even super stinky this time or anything. So maybe it's more tolerable when I'm just treating like 1 or 2 plants, opposed to when I sprayed down literally my whole collection with it. That was unhinged behavior. But yeah, I was super annoyed when I discovered the flat mites. So what tipped me off? Let me try to find some of the leaves. They're probably at the back now. Oh, here's like kind of an example. So you can see that that leaf is like misshapen there. This one, if you look at the back, it has like weird scarring on it. And then like a lot of the leaves just don't look that good if you actually look at them closely. So I was looking at this plant and I was noticing a pattern of like multiple leaves not looking good. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna check for flat mites. And you guys, I almost missed the flat mites because I was checking the leaves and I wasn't seeing any mites. And I was checking a lot of these like white leaves that look damaged because I was like, oh, they'll be super easy to spot like against the white leaf, which they would have been. But I did not see a single mite actually crawling on any leaves, and I was about to call off the search. And then I took a really good look at the junctions here. This is where they hang out on the vine. Where the leaves meet the vine, they will all be hanging out in here. So if you're ever looking for flat mites with a microscope, look in this kind of area, look on the vines and where the leaves meet the vines, because that is where I saw them partying. And I was like, oh no. So yeah, this plant is under treatment right now. I'm gonna have to treat the ones beside her too. It's a long treatment. She's gonna be having that sulfur on for several weeks. And I'm gonna have to do the ones beside her too. I just haven't taken them to the shower to do it yet. But yeah, that's kind of an annoying update. Luckily, this plant is so mature and established that I don't think it's really gonna take a hit from that. Like, she's probably just gonna recover and be fine. But it is just annoying nonetheless, because it is just annoying to treat large plants with a lot of leaves and like crevices to get into. My Hoya over here are doing really well. Hoya Willeniana, honestly, I'll probably treat these ones too, just to be safe. I should probably treat all my Hoya in this window, actually. I probably will do that. But yeah, this is literally just like a couple days ago that I discovered this, so I haven't gotten around to doing like a full treatment situation yet. But my Hoya Bella is in another bloom cycle right now, which is so cute in December. Like, are you joking? There's so many of them. It's like spring again. It's like a second spring for her. And I just think that that is so cute. Like, there's so many of them. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that because it's just so cheerful. It looks like the Willeniana is working on one too. As for my Hoya behind here, I don't think I have any major updates. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm even, oh my gosh, wait, hold the phone. We have new leaves coming on my silver puba calyx. You're joking. That is so cute. I don't want to disturb them because it's hard to get in and out back here, but oh my gosh, there's multiple new leaves coming in on her. That is so exciting. That's actually the first new leaf since I removed this plant from the cabinet. So that is really, really cool. One of my favorite Hoya. Also, Multiflora is in bloom, but that's not really that crazy. She's always in bloom. And this probably has flat mites too, because it's literally like in the Crimson Queen. So I'm gonna be propagating this plant anyway, so I'll just treat the cuttings because she just needs to be started over. Like, she's too out of hand. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands before we move on to the rest of the plants. You know, I think a lot of the time when it comes to flat mites, just going by like the signs, the physical signs of them, like what the leaves look like and damage on the leaves and the plant not growing and stuff, I feel like that is like, I don't want to say more reliable than a microscope, because obviously you can identify them with a microscope, but I feel like if you're not really thorough, they can be missed with a microscope. So if you feel like your Hoya has flat mites, I would just treat for it, honestly, because yeah, you definitely can miss them. Sometimes they're only on like one specific area of the plant. I can link the microscope that I use with my phone. It's just like one of the little Wi-Fi microscopes. Remind me in the comments if I forget to link it, but I'll try to remember, because people are always asking about that. Okay, moving along, Philodendron Patriciae is pushing out a new leaf, which I can't wait to see. I think it's gonna be a big one. And the last leaf was already stunning. Look at this, oh my gosh. Oops, I just love this philodendron so much. So I can't wait to see the new one. Not too many updates down here. This alocasia, dragon's breath, I feel like my whole life is just like adjusting grow lights and grow setups, but this is like way too close to the plant, I feel, and it's just like bleaching it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I need to figure out a better way because I don't think she's happy with that. And I'm really waiting for her to grow. And part of me is thinking like maybe she needs to be repotted, but then part of me is scared to repot her. Honestly, maybe this has flat mites too. Because I'm like, why? Oh my gosh, wait, there's a new leaf. Oh my gosh, I could not see that at all. I have been waiting for so long for a new leaf to come out on her. Oh, I'm so excited. What the heck? It's like at the back. I'm so excited. Okay, well that's good. That's really good because I've been like taking such good care of this plant, like showering it all the time and like trying to keep it pest free. And I was like, girl, why aren't you growing? Oh my gosh, speaking of growing, look at this. We have the very, can you even see? The very beginnings of a new albo leaf gonna come out on my beautiful Monstera albo, my favorite one with the marble variegation. I'm obsessed with her. So that's cool. Polynera is doing really well. Looks like she's going through a growth spurt right now because she has new growth at pretty much every vine, which is so cute. Look at her. Love that. And then one of my favorite plants right now, and in every December, January time, is my Ludicea discolor, this dark, beautiful jewel orchid right here, because she is in her bloom cycle right now. This is a winter blooming plant, which just makes me so happy. She's so cheerful, and just, I love that she blooms. I love that she puts out white flowers, and I love that she does it in the off season because it's just so nice to have, I mean, it's nice to have plants blooming in the spring and summer, but it's just extra special when they're blooming, when the days are so short and dark and everything. This plant does not get any supplemental lighting. She is okay in low light. And yeah, she's just looking gorgeous. So I have two varieties in here. This is the Nigersons or something. I prefer just the regular Ludicea discolor. It's like black with the pink. But there's also this like dark green variety. And I don't know if this variety has actually bloomed for me before, but this one is pushing out a bloom. So I'm really curious to know whether it's gonna look the same as the just regular. I'm assuming it'll look fairly similar, but I thought that that was kind of cool as well. We have, you know, they're in like several different stages. And yeah, just really pretty. This is looking like it's gonna be the most blooms I've ever had on this plant as well. Highly recommend that jewel orchid. It was one of those plants that I didn't know I needed until I got. I had no interest in this plant, and then I got it as a bonus in a trade, and now it is like one of my top favorites. I would never get rid of it, I don't think, unless I like had to get rid of almost all my plants. We have a new leaf on my, I was gonna say crystallinum, that's wrong, clarinervium, and it is actually the biggest one so far, and it looks nice and healthy, so I'm so happy about that. Yeah, it's doing really well. And now it is getting a little bit of the grow light from the new bulb above my Monstera Thai constellation. Once again, another new setup. Man, I was getting things done in November with the plants. Like sometimes I feel like, oh, I didn't even get anything accomplished this month, but just walking through, I'm like, wait a minute. There's actually a lot of changes and a lot of things that have been like upgraded and like cleaned and rearranged and stuff. So I'm feeling good about it. But yeah, my Monstera Thai, I really wanted to give it a pendant light because just being in such a small space, it's so hard to have a vertical light on the floor. And I know with pendant lights, you get the issue of the plant leaves facing up. You can already see it happening here. And I do love that with vertical lights, you can get the leaves facing out. But I just, yeah, it kept getting knocked over. It was just a hassle. It did not look as nice and clean. This looks amazing. I'm super happy with it. That's a Vito narrow bulb, so it can be a little bit further away. As you can see, it's about 3 feet away from the plant. And I got the bronze pendant, which I think just looks really nice. So yeah, I'm super stoked on this. And I think that this plant is just gonna be really happy with that as well. I keep checking for new growth, but I think it's too soon to see any changes like that, but still. Yeah, new light, and like I said, yeah, the anthurium gets a little bit of the light as well. Okay, I went to change the battery in the camera, and I thought I would just give you another kind of little overview of the living room right now. I just think it adds so much coziness having that new light set up there, especially in the evenings. But yeah, anyways, okay, so the last thing we need to go through is the Millsbo wide cabinet, and I do have some updates in here. I can see my favorite thing right now. no, do you see that? Oh my gosh. Oop. Okay, so yes, we have a new leaf on my Alocasia watsoniana, and it is stunning. Like, this is criminal. How just, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed, you guys. I think that this is my new favorite Alocasia. Like, there's just nothing that is as striking as this. This veining is like popping right off the plant. It's like lightning, but like raised lightning. Do you know what I mean? It's like embossed. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And then the backs. The purple. Are you joking? Are you joking? Just watching this leaf unfurl, I was in awe. Yeah, so I'm obsessed. I am wanting to buy like every variety of this available on the market. It is gorgeous. I don't even know what variety this is. Natasha, if you know, let me know, girl, but I'm obsessed with it, whatever it is. I know there's like the regular one, I guess, and then there's like the Doff, and then there's like a Sulawesi or Sulawesiana version. I don't know. There's always so many different varieties of each type of plant. But yeah, that's probably what I'm most excited about in this cabinet right now. And then we of course have some of the anthurium, the small anthurium that we repotted recently, which, I mean, you can see roots. I think that they're gonna be fine. If you want more context on these, then go watch my last anthurium repot video. But yeah, I mean, so far so good, I guess. This was the Hoya I was telling you about, the other single leaf of my GPS 7240. So let's see if it has any roots. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be hard with one hand. Let me feel the leaf first. It's kind of soft. Oh, and it feels like, well, it feels like there could be a root further down. I don't really see anything, so it could be questionable. That could be one that's going back on my wish list for 2025. This is one of my new Hoya from Cartel Down that we unboxed. This one's actually doing well. I forget what she was called. Oh yeah, KSB08. I think that one's doing better than the undulata. Oh gosh. Having one hand and moving plants is not ideal. Yeah, this one, we unboxed this together. You can see that on my channel. Oh, there's roots, you guys. Oh my gosh, already? Okay, I was not expecting that. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I think that this is a more resilient Hoya. Let's check on the undulata. So like I said, I cut this up, I guess, into 4 separate pieces, and this is the base of what's left. Still a lot of leaves. Like, they sent me a big plant. I have been really worried about temperature. I've been like trying to keep it warm in here, even at night, because somebody was commenting that they do not like the cold. So during the day, the temperatures in here are fine, but at night, I've been concerned. I don't see any roots yet, but I'm glad that I cut this up. That makes me feel like I have more chances. And since this has less leaves to support now, it might have a better chance of rooting up. My little baby hybrids are settling in fine as well. They all look really good. We also potted those up in the anthurium video. There's a couple more down here, little cuties. They look perfect. Begonias in here looking good. Like I said, this one got damaged by, I don't know, fertilizer burn or something. You can see on a couple of the leaves, but it's doing fine now. It's pushing out nice growth again. This is the Sinbad, looking stunning. We have a new leaf on my dragon scale right here. So that one's settling in well. Monstera aurea is not doing anything yet. This one, oh yeah, we have some new leaves on my Hoya prick tie. I'm obsessed with this leaf, and it's pushing out. Oh my gosh, oh no. Oh, I don't want it to be touching that and getting stuck. Okay, so we have a new leaf right there, and then also right there, but that one looks a little funky, so I don't know what's going on there, but that one looks good. And what else? Hoya petiolata has been giving me some really nice leaves. This isn't even one of my favorites, but it's been going off lately, so I have been impressed, I will say. Yeah, she's been looking good. Alocasia Pink Dragon Aurea. Looking good. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this cabinet. They're all doing pretty well. I feel like in general, the cabinet's in a pretty good spot. Sometimes it gets like pretty rough in here, but I'm feeling good about it right now. And I think that that is actually all of the updates that I have for you. Other than that, we just have my Florida Ghost up here, who's still doing fine. It is pushing out a new leaf like against the ceiling right now, so that's questionable of how that's gonna pan out, but she's just living her life, I guess. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I love just being able to share what's going on with my plants and share my excitement, my joy, my frustrations with growing these house plants and just my journey. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I am going to be in Vancouver a couple of times this week. It's going to be a really busy week for me. It is finally my concert week that I've been waiting for all year. So yeah, if I'm not as active or if I'm not as responsive or anything like that, that is why. But thank you so much for just all of your support and always being here and, you know, watching the videos, liking the videos, commenting on the videos. It really just, it means so much to me. Also, thank you so much to Peak for sponsoring this video. I'm literally gonna go make myself another matcha right now. Don't forget to check out their Black Friday sale. I believe that it's running until the 5th. Definitely a great time to check them out and to stock up for the year ahead. So that will be linked down below in the description. Other than that, thank you guys so freaking much. I look forward to chatting with you soon, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Try